Hi everyone, I am Katie, the Education Director here at Carolina Tiger Rescue, and this week we are asking for donations for our food fund. We're doing a food fund campaign over the next week, and every dollar that is donated, up to $10,000 will be matched dollar for dollar, and so by the end of the week we are hoping to have a whopping $20,000 for our cats to be able to feed them. It costs us about $95,000 a year to feed all of our animals. And I'm going to show you what that takes, what that looks like, what it sounds like, the animals that we have to feed who eat only meat. We have animals who eat meat and some other things, and then of course we've got some animals who don't eat meat, which sounds really weird, so you'll have to tune in and see what that looks like. So I currently am getting food ready for Capriccio, India, and Carolina, our trio of tigers. We have to call them the trio. And what I have here, so that everybody who goes out feeding and is trained to feed can see what they eat every day. And we feed our guys 5 days a week. Our big cats get fed 5 days a week, and that's to mimic that in the wild they're not going to eat every day. Let me tell you a little secret about these tigers that I don't need you to tell them. Their success rate for hunting is a bit small in the wild. It's only 10%. So to mimic that here, one, we don't make them hunt, but two, we're not going to gorge them like they would gorge themselves in the wild when they finally were able to catch prey. So we spread that out over a week, but we have 2 fasting days again because they don't need to eat every day. Thank goodness I'm not a tiger. I need to eat every day, multiple times a day. So on here, today is Thursday, so we're going to look at Capriccio, India, and Carolina. And right here we see how much each of them is going to get. And that is 1.5, 1.5, and Capriccio is at 2. And you're probably going to, what? What does that mean? So our big cats are fed in equivalents of whole chickens, which is, we equate a whole chicken to about 6 pounds. So if we look back at the schedule, 1.5 is going to be 1.5 chickens worth, which is about 9 pounds of food. So 1 chicken being 6 pounds, half being 3. I can do math, thank goodness. That is about 9 pounds of food. And so India and Carolina get 1.5 chickens or 9 pounds of food today. Capriccio is this morning going to get a little less because he needs to take meds this afternoon. So we split his food up over the course of the day. And what is super cool about these guys is we feed them what's called a whole carcass diet. So we're going to feed them turkey. That's a big old turkey. Thank goodness I don't have to cook that at Thanksgiving because my gosh, I can't even lift it. We also have chickens, and we feed them the bone and all. So whereas if I go and get this chicken roasted at the store, it's gonna look something like that and cooked, and I'm gonna eat around the bone. These guys eat the bone, and that bone is really, really important to them. It helps keep their jaw muscles strong, it helps keep their teeth clean, and they get really good calcium and nutrients from that bone. So we do think it's really important to feed a whole carcass diet to all of our animals. But they are of course missing a few vital things once they're in captivity and not in the wild. So we supplement with vitamins, and they get vitamins 3 days a week, and it's going to be based on the size of them, how much of those they get. So a big cat gets a tablespoon of vitamins 3 days a week, and then we'll talk about medium and small cats in just a little bit, so stay tuned. But I'm going to get their food ready, and then we're going to go feed these guys because I know they're hungry. All right, so we have India here. The tigers are shifted apart. They are food aggressive. So we want to make sure that no fights start over food. We also need to make sure that India gets the appropriate amount of food, Capriccio gets the appropriate amount of food, and Carolina does. And they will happily steal from each other. So I'm going to drop her food, part of it, right down that food chute. That's going to keep me safe. That's going to keep her safe. While that food goes down, she can't reach up it. My arm doesn't go in it. Again, because safety is our number one priority here. We know how strong they are. We know how dangerous they are. And we got to keep everybody safe. So she has a bit of turkey there that she's going to munch on. It won't take her long to take care of that. And then I'll give her her next piece and the rest of her food. Again, she's getting about 9 pounds of food today. And what's super cool, as far as the differences between big and small cats, is big cats typically, she's not going to lay all the way down because she's going to prove me wrong today, will lay down to eat their food. Because really there's nothing else except maybe another tiger in the wild who's going to come take it from them. Whereas small cats, I'll point out those differences when we see some small cats. But she is still alert. She wants to make sure there's nothing else that's going to come take it from her. Some of our more confident tigers don't even look at you. They take it, they know it's theirs, and they don't worry about a thing. So that piece is just turkey breast. There is no bone in that, but she's about to get her bone pieces here, again, to keep that those teeth really strong and clean, that jaw really strong, and get the good nutrients from that bone. So we definitely make sure that they get bone, if not with every meal, with almost every meal. And that bone can be turkey, chicken, it can be, we get deer donated, which is a great local food that we love to get because they love it. They don't get it often, and so it's kind of like that day that you get to go out to a really nice dinner and get what you really want. But if you have it every day, then it's not special. So, all right, India, you about done? I'm glad I don't eat that fast. All right, last piece down. That one's bigger, so she's gonna take it a little further away. But again, she's not gonna go hide it like a small cat typically would, because nothing's taking that from the tiger.
The knife is empty. I'm gonna kind of waddle my way back over here.
And we're back up. And note, I'm not gonna put my hand. Slide that back in. Right hand, just grab the middle. Alright, so I'm gonna get Bo Cougar. What anybody tells you, everybody's got a favorite, and Bo is my favorite. He's ready, and so he, remember it, or not remember, I don't know if you remember or not. Bo gets 2 teaspoons of vitamins versus the big cat's 1 tablespoon of vitamins. And that is because, of course, he is smaller. I'm gonna get his ready. His is gonna be a little different. He still gets a whole carcass diet. He's still fed like a big cat, even though he's technically a small cat. Figure that one out. But his is a little different because Bo needs a little extra enrichment. And so whereas our tigers, especially Indio, Capriccio, and Carolina, being older, over 10, they've slowed down a lot. Bo is 4 and he needs extra enrichment. So he's got to work for his food. It's always more exhausting when I have to go and buy all the ingredients for my pizza and then make it. And I enjoy it a little more. Whereas he's gonna enjoy it. I don't know if he'll enjoy it more. He's gotta work for it. So I'm gonna get his ready. Again, he's gotta work for it. I'm gonna make him work even harder today because I'm gonna put some of this in a box and then put it in a box, another box. So all cats like boxes. We're gonna make sure he's gotta work a little harder for this one. And I'm gonna switch it up. He's got some pork. I'm gonna give him some chicken, turkey as well. There we go. And then I'm gonna give him a couple little wings also. Again, just a little extra for him to work on, so that keep him busy because he's got all of that energy that we gotta expend. So let's go feed Bo. Alright, so we're here with Bo Cougar. He's one of our medium cats. We do feed him like a big cat, so he's on the same feeding schedule as our lions and our tigers, which means he gets fed 5 days a week. And we do make him work just a little harder. That food's still in there. He can pop it open, but he always also likes to rip stuff up. If you look, he's got some other enrichment in there. He likes to tear up and make like a bit. So this is a good way to keep that brain moving and to get some of that energy out. He is a young cougar at 4 years old. And if you notice, he's gonna act a little different than our big cats because he is technically a small cat. And he's gonna take that off and he's gonna be very protective of it. Whereas our big cats typically will lay down right there with it. Don't really care if anybody else is gonna come and get it. Our small cats, again, act a little different because there are bigger things out there that will potentially take it, whether it's a bigger cougar or bears. In his case would be bears, potentially a pack of wolves. And if you get down into Central and South America, there are jaguars who will happily take his food. So he's got to be a little more protective of that food, and so he acts like a small cat, because he is. Fun fact, cougars are small cats because they purr, and lions, tigers, leopards, jags, and snow leopards are big cats because they roar. Now you know, in case you're ever on Jeopardy. So we are here with Ranger Bobcat, and behind us is Molly, who is impatiently waiting as she gives this little meows. It's adorable. Of course, we have small cats here at Carolina Tiger Rescue as well. Bobcats, servals, caracals are our small cats. So their feeding is a little bit different than big cats because they're a little different than big cats. So one thing that is different, we feed these guys 6 days a week. Their hunting success rate in the wild is going to be much better than a tiger's, a lion's, or a cougar's, because they're going to hunt smaller things. So these guys, bobcats, are capable of taking down things as large as small deer, but primarily they're going to go after small mammals, rodents, bunnies, that kind of thing. So they're going to eat a little more often. And then their food signs, we don't have a sheet for them. Theirs is literally right on the enclosure. So Ranger gets an extra small, and you're probably like, well, what's an extra small? Because if I cut an extra small piece of cake and then somebody else cuts an extra small piece of cake, it's all dependent on what we think an extra small is. My extra small will be about this big. Their extra small might be this big, right? So we have lots of people who come out and feed. We have volunteers, we have adoptive parents, and of course we have staff members who come out and feed. And so instead of everybody having to be tested on what's an extra small, the actual size of the sign is about how much food that they're going to get. So if I was to take his food, hold it up to that sign, it'd be about the size of that sign. Of course, it's give or take a little bit, but it's essentially that size. That can change too. So if Ranger gets a little on the thinner side, we keep an eye on it, especially in winter. He might need to bulk on a couple pounds. Then we'll change that potentially to a small, which is what Molly is, and we'll check her out in just a minute. So I'm gonna get his ready. He's gonna get vitamins too. For him, we've got some chicken wings and we've got some chicken thighs, so we'll just give him a little bit of a combination of that. I gotta be careful about with him is, again, safety. Safety is our #1 priority, and so I need to make sure that he's got 4 feet on the ground. Check. I gotta make sure he's not gonna reach up because he can reach through this food chute, and I'm also gonna make sure that I don't put anything through that food chute that isn't food. And so I'm gonna wait until he's patiently down, and then I'm gonna check it in, and then when he's distracted, I'll just go ahead and give him the rest. So what's great about small cats, because they have a roof on their enclosure, we're able to leave all of their food. I'm just gonna leave it a little further back away from the fence because the vultures are known to try to steal it, and that's rude. All right, let's go see Molly. All right, so sorry, there's a little human out here. Molly's gonna get a size small, so she's gonna get a little bit more than Ranger. Part of that is she's still growing, so she's just over a year old, and so she is a growing girl who needs some more food. So we're gonna give her about a small. And I'm gonna get her food ready with her vitamins, and I'll give her a variety too. I've got some turkey, I've got some chicken thighs and chicken wings, so I'll just get that ready for her and put her vitamins in. So again with Molly, I'm gonna make sure she's got 4 legs on the ground to keep me safe and to keep her safe, and I'm gonna check it through. And while she's distracted, I'm gonna give her the rest. And I've got a stick here, so some of that got stuck, which is fine. She's distracted, so I'm gonna use my stick to push that in, and she can eat it as she is ready. All right, I hope that you guys enjoyed learning about our obligate carnivores here at Carolina Tiger Rescue, our cats, how much they eat, why we feed them, what we feed them, how much goes into making sure everybody gets what they need to keep them happy and healthy for as long as possible. But stay tuned, check in tomorrow, because we're gonna meet some pretty interesting animals that we have here at Carolina Tiger Rescue that are quite unique, which means their diets are very different. So tune in tomorrow to see what that looks like, because nothing is ever the same around here, and we love that. Thanks, guys.